up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another week, another inspiring episode on Outside the Box with Onney. I'm your host, Onney, the CEO, and I am so excited about the woman that I have on the show today. She has inspired me in so many ways, and I know that after watching this show, she will inspire you too. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. I actually came across this woman on social media, and it just so happened that we were at an award ceremony together, and she made a statement that I have shared with you guys. So if you ever heard me say this statement, she's the woman I got it from, and she always reminds us that we are better together. Yes. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the woman, the mogul, the mastermind, Miss Sherrika Hunt.
How you doing?
Ross, yeah, that Ross.
Please.
The whole name, baby.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm glad to have you. I'm so
Look,
inspired.
I'm outside the box.
Baby, yes you are. You looking good out here too.
Thank you.
So I am so inspired by you. And I was telling my partner, we have so many things in common,
right?
From the mentorship with the girls to giving back to the community, to having talk shows. Yeah. It's just, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is part of my tribe, and she don't even know it.
I don't even know it yet.
I gotta pull up
we
on
gotta
her.
Connect.
We gotta connect.
Right,
but when I connect, and give you your flowers, I have a show that's based upon giving people their flowers while they're here.
Right.
And so I definitely want to give you your flowers out loud, proud, with my chest out, in front of everybody. But I want to give the people that may not know you an opportunity, because we're all the way in Ghana, we're in Louisiana, we're everywhere. Global. Give them an opportunity to get to know you so that they could be just as inspired as I've been. So for those that are listening and those that are watching, can you tell them who you are and some of what you do?
Who is Sherrika Hunt Ross?
Yes.
I feel like I'm kind of just like your best friend, the girl, the around the way girl. I'm serious. I am so down to earth and regular. I just want people to be great.
Yeah.
I just want to help people be great. And that's just my thing. All the things that I do, all the things that I've done has came from a lot of pain. Mm-hmm. But, I've learned how to change all of that and make it to purpose. So that's what I want. That's who I am. I mean, I'm just that sister, that friend that wants you to be great.
Yeah.
If you say, I know how to do this, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. How we gonna do it? I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I love to see it happen. I love to watch it grow and people come into their purpose. It's just my thing.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
That's
yeah.
And I say, you my people, man.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
It.
All the other things, the titles, all and the things. That's
cool.
It's cool, and it goes. And I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted, but I just know, at the end of the day, that's just
They always say it's not really how you live, but it's how you remember.
Right.
It's how people.
Right. And I want to be remembered.
To experience.
I want people to. If I leave today, I want them to know that Sherrika helped a lot of people. And she really was genuine and passionate about what she, believed in. So that's what I want.
Yeah.
All the other stuff is just stuff.
It's fluff. Yeah. I feel the same way. Just being able to know that I've impacted somebody in a positive way.
Yes.
That's legacy. That's the richest feeling in the world, to be able for someone to come up and tell you that you inspired them or you changed them.
That's big.
Because it's big.
That's big.
And you can't put a price on that.
Yeah, it's people that said that, I was going to commit suicide and I didn't after I read your book. Mm-hmm. And if they, hurt, it's big.
Speaking of that, your book, Smiling Through My Tears.
Yes.
What inspired that book? What what was the motivation
Well,
behind
the
it?
motivation was I had to go through some trials and tragedies. I lost my father, my mother, two years after my dad, and then 4 months after my mom, I lost my brother. So it was a lot of tragedy, a lot of hurt. I went through a divorce. It was just a lot. And so my way, what you don't know is I write poetry. So it started off me writing poetry and journal and all of that. And then I was just writing every night. I would write down my feelings or the things that happened in my life, and then it turned to, God was like, okay, write this book. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want people to know that.
Yeah.
Not
my can heal somebody.
Yeah, but it was just personal at the time, and I was,
all of it is
some things that I went through that you don't want people to know. You don't, because they judge you. But it's a good thing. I had to learn that.
Now, when did you get to that point where really that judgment didn't matter? Like a real honest, because for me, I was 38.
About probably about 5-6 years ago when I wrote the book.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, like I said, they used to seeing this, and the smile and everything's fine and she's strong, and I was labeled superwoman, supermom, in my son's phone, he has me as supermom, superwoman, and I'm not.
Yeah. I tell a lot of people, we carry it so well because of who's watching.
I carry it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had learned my mom. I learned it from her. She carried it well. You sit up straight and you're all together and you look good. And
now, so how do you feel about the phrase that I've heard people say that being a strong woman, particularly a strong Black woman, and us carrying ourselves so well through trauma and navigating through it? How do you feel about people saying it's a trauma response to having to constantly be in survival mode?
Right. I agree, but I feel like sometimes we don't need. I've learned since I'm 50 now. I've learned that that's not okay.
She 50 and
I'm
she
50.
fine. What? Okay, keep going.
But I learned that that's not okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be okay.
I've been saying that lately.
I had to realize that now that it's okay not to be okay. No, I'm not okay today.
Yeah. Some days we don't have it all together.
No.
And even though we show up as our best every day,
our
best vary. Like my best yesterday might not be as good as my best today, or vice versa. Or I might be struggling with juggling or handling certain things, and then I go into autopilot where I know that I have to get up. I know that I have to get certain things done. I have to be functional, but that doesn't mean that I'm not navigating through depression or navigating through grief. Or navigating through grief is very hard.
Yes.
Because and I'm not taking anything away from navigating through depression, because of course grief is a form of depression.
Right.
However, a lot of times when you're grieving, especially the loss of a loved one, there's nothing that can fix that. No. And people say that time heals it. I disagree. I feel like that time just teaches you that it won't change.
Time teaches you how to manage.
How to manage it, correct. But I don't think that it
teaches you
it
how
heals
to
it.
navigate, how to manage, how to, over the course of the years, like, now and it hasn't been 20 years or whatever. It's just been like 2 years, here and there. And, recently, just last year, I lost someone really special to me. And so, no, it's not, it's not that, but I just learned to turn it a different way. I just think about the good things, and I don't think about the loss. I don't focus on that. I focus on the life.
The life. Well, we actually have a quick commercial from your book, and the name again?
Smiling Through My Tears.
Because we definitely have learned to smile through them. Let's check it out.
A Diamond in a Rough Management LLC presents Smiling Through My Tears, a new book on how to press through tragedy, trials, and tribulations. Only $12.99. Order your copy today at Amazon.com, Nook, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, or at www.sherrikahunt.com. Call 346-342-1699.
Now, before stepping out on and betting on yourself, what inspired you to use your platforms as a voice for others?
'Cause I realized it wasn't just me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when you're going through, it feels like it's just happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just me. I'm the only one. And then you're like, well, you look outside like, no, you're not the only one.
Well,
and
right.
once I wrote the book, I realized I wasn't the only
right.
one. I mean, I sold over almost 3,000 books. And I was like, really?
That's dope.
Yeah. For me, I was like, and it wasn't about the numbers. It was about the response.
Right.
It was like, you know, because of you and not just because, you know, or I found God, or I believe now, or because I was mad at God. I did all the things, you know, I tried to commit suicide. It's all in the book. Mm-hmm. So I was very transparent, and to have the response to be like, you know, wow, you know, you don't look like you would have done something like that, or
right.
I wouldn't have thought that about you, but it's okay.
You know, I wish that people would get rid of that stigma that you don't look like
you don't look like you
know.
Would, yeah.
And then when we find someone and they say, oh, well, they committed suicide, we're like, but no, they were just dancing on their social media yesterday. Like, what does that mean? You're like,
you can smile through your tears.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying in the book. I was showing up every day, but I was, you know, when I would go home and it was quiet.
Right. That's when you have to really deal with yourself.
Yeah, you have to realize you're alone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have parents anymore. I don't have Mother's Days and Father's Days.
Days.
They
all hit different.
Oh, yeah. Holidays.
Yeah.
There's no
different. Family
home to go to.
Yeah.
You know, while everybody's doing, you know, all the things, you're just like, wow. And that's sad. You know, and that was a lot to deal with. But I took it and I, you know, educated myself. I went to school. I got, you know, my license to be, you know, a grief and life loss counselor. And, you know, you just do things to make you feel better. And I was just doing it to make me feel better. But then now I'm doing it to help other people feel better.
God used your pain and turn it into purpose.
Big time.
Speaking of purpose, you also have a management and PR company.
Yes.
A diamond in the rough.
Yes.
I want to know about that because I was looking up that and I'm like, I might need her services.
You know,
because I was just saying I need a good PR
Can I give you some tea on this show right now?
Go on, spill it, girl. Come on. Give me something good now.
I have officially stopped doing PR.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't bring you back out of retirement.
Somebody just asked me that. I can't bring you out of retirement. You know what? I think it was for that time, and I think it's so much bigger now. You know, people can, you know, just dealing with people and trying to help them see the vision, and then, you know, it was just a lot.
A lot of times as PR reps, managers, I've been an active manager and all that, we see them bigger than they see themselves.
And it never works out.
And so we try to push them, and it's just like,
and they have to want it and see it for themselves.
Yeah.
And so it was difficult, but it wasn't just that. I had this one, I don't want to take up a lot of time, but I had this one client, Megan Collins, and she just changed my life. And just last year she passed away. So it's been real hard to kind of come back from that. I mean, it was an amazing, and I want to leave on a high because I did so much. I did more for her than I did for myself. You know, I mean, she got the President's Award. She was on, you know, Channel 39 and all these stations, and, you know, it was just real. Doors was just opening for her, and I was like, man, this is so, you know, awesome. And then she passed away, and, you know, I was like, well, maybe it was for that moment, you know, maybe that was the moment. And
she was that diamond in the rough.
That's what I say. So I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to. That was that. And now he's taking me somewhere else.
Okay.
So
now, are you guys still riding for Alzheimer's?
Oh, of course.
Because I see it's a drummer boy. It's a drummer boy.
Yeah. So my husband's company is Drummer Boy Entertainment, and so, of Of course, we partnered together. My mother passed away from Alzheimer's, and so that's forever. That's forever. November 30th is her day. The mayor named Jewel Hunt Day, and so we do something every November 30th. And not only that, we do stuff throughout the year. I have partnered with a Brooksdale facility. And so I go there and I bring, joy to them. We do their nails and their hair and laugh. And I bring an artist, they sing and play saxophone, and we give back. And we put on this big, show, and we had Cupid, and that's gonna be forever.
Like a good time.
Yeah, we party for all time.
I'm gonna need to pull up next time.
I'm telling you, like, we had the hard riders come through, and they did a ride all the way to the venue. We had the Corvette Club. Like, it's a real thing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you know how many people are dealing with that? And suffering in silence.
Yes. And I actually, and I'm saying this out loud in front of everybody, but I want to put together an event for Crohn's disease awareness.
Oh, wow.
Because my mother has it.
Yeah.
My brother, he had it, rest in peace, Donald. And my son, my 24-year-old, also has Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis.
And nobody talks
and
about
it's
that.
so prominent in the African-American community. Nobody's talking about it. And it gets so misunderstood for IBS. And so when I see that other people like myself that are in business can get together and put together events that raise awareness.
You use the platform that you're given to raise awareness. And if I'm not doing that, then I need to sit down.
That part. So I'm inspired. That's why I wanted to ask you about that. And of course we did bring up the Instagram page for those that are listening and watching to follow it. And for those that are listening that does not or is not able to see us right now, the Ride for Alzheimer's page is spelled just the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Ride for
with the number 4
Alzheimer.
Yes.
And you can hit that follow button. Yes,
because we ride for everything. Let's ride for the elderly, and it matters. It's a real thing. And I do the walk every year. I donate. I'm hands on.
Now
I'm not just.
That's pretty
in there.
tough dealing with parents, especially any loved one that can't remember.
Don't know who you are. See things, hallucinate. It was a horrible thing that our family went through, and even though my dad had passed, she used to think he was still there. So just imagine that, she's fixing his plate and he's not there. So it was just a tough journey, and I don't wish that on anybody. But to help somebody know that you're not by yourself. I know we can share that story.
And we're going to ride together.
Yeah, we're going to ride.
I love it.
I love it.
Now, you were speaking earlier about, now you do so much work in the community with so many different organizations. You're also a part of the Pretty Girls Rock.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So
and
Pretty Girls Rock. I am on the board. I am a board member of the Pretty Girls Rock. And it's just a sisterhood. It's a sisterhood of women of all shapes, sizes, colors. We just, and they're not even here. We actually had someone from Dubai. Yeah, just different places. And so they're on the Zoom, and, we get together and we have a great time. But we also help the community.
Yes, and do amazing.
Yeah, we do amazing, but we do take time to pamper ourselves, because that's what we don't do.
Pretty girls do, right?
Yeah, you gotta pamper yourself,
and sometimes we
you gotta go out and have fun and dance and just live life as sisterhoods, though.
Yes,
and it's a great, it's a great networking organization too, because so many people from all different backgrounds, so. It's pretty cool.
Recently,
we got nice pink jackets too.
To also share a moment with you, as we both got, the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. And I know for me, I wasn't really expecting it, because when you're so busy doing the work, you're really not counting the time. You're not counting the hours.
4,000
And I've been doing this like 20 years. Not just, to tell my age.
Oh, please.
I'm 43. Come on now. But I've been doing this for a long time, as far as like giving back, going to George R. Brown Convention Center, doing the Dr. Diva camps and going to Emancipation Park and the Juneteenth festivals and the marches and going to the schools. So I don't keep up with that. But you never know who's watching. So how did it feel to be able to receive such a prestigious award?
Growing up, my mom was this amazing woman, and she received a lot of awards. Half the awards, I don't know what she received, but I was always there. I just remember as a little girl watching her go up and say her. And I don't know what she do, but she just always getting awards.
Yeah.
But what she did teach me was be a light. In every situation, you need to be the light. Don't be a negative light. Don't be that person. You need to be a light that shines bright. Bright meaning helping people. If I gotta get serve someone, we go Pretty Girls Rock. We go to the homeless shelter and we serve food. It's so humbling and so it's just a different type of experience, because we can go home to our homes and we have people living on the street. We have these kids that don't have school supplies. So I'm just in it. Not even like you say, we're not counting the hours and counting the time, but to know somebody's watching, that means you was a light. So it felt good, because I'm like, oh wow, I was that light.
And I always
that she talked about,
a bright light in a dark room, and I will say that's what you are.
You are.
Well, thank you.
Light
recognize light.
I've seen you. We haven't just been, this
engaged,
the connect, right? But I've watched and I see your work, and I love the show and things that you're doing, and I was like, you're a light.
Thank you.
So you should get recognized for being a light.
Thank you. I tell people all the time, I love this. I love being able to sit across from other individuals that are living outside the box,
right?
That are manifesting their dreams, because brown girls, brown boys, we need it.
We need
to see the
examples. We need this. We need a platform to showcase this.
Yes.
And so your show allows people to do that.
Right. In your show, Authors Lounge, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, because I've seen you do some pretty amazing shows. I just got tapped in, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's my baby right there. I love it.
So tell me about Authors Lounge.
The Authors Lounge started with just always with my mom. We watching Super Soul Sunday. Oprah, I love, And so, I was an author, and there wasn't many platforms to sell my book.
Right.
It wasn't many that just catered to authors, and I was like, well, the Authors Lounge show is kind of, a lounge and just relax. But I feel like we're authors of our own story. You don't have to have a book to be on my show. Be clear. Yeah. You don't have to have a book to be on the show, but you have to have a story. And an inspirational story, or a story that's going to help somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, even if it's a tragic story, at the end of the day, I'm sitting here with you. So obviously I overcame it.
That's right.
So
I'm still overcoming it.
I'm pushing
I always
toward
tell people when they be like, "Oh, you so strong. You just can get through anything. You're resilient." I say, you know what?
Yeah.
I will say that I don't pray for strength. Let me just get that clear.
Yeah.
Some people be like, "Oh Lord, just give me strength." Well, when you pray for strength, what you don't realize is you're asking God to increase your endurance.
Right.
In order to increase your endurance, you gotta give you more weight. You gotta train to be able to lift that heavy burden.
Right.
So why am I asking for strength?
More burden.
What I pray for is grace, because if I have the grace, I don't need strength. I can move through those obstacles like a gazelle.
Yeah.
And so I pray for grace. And so when people tell me, "Oh, you're just so strong," I say, "No, baby, I just keep waking up by the grace of God."
Right, yeah.
Because it's been some days I want to fold up like a lawn chair.
Yeah, or don't want to get up.
And you know what? And I will say is some days that I just don't.
That's right.
I've had those days, and I give myself permission
to not get up.
I
give myself permission to say no.
I ain't gonna stay there, but I
say no.
I'll lay there for a day or two.
I'm saying no a lot lately.
Yeah,
and it feels so good.
No is the freedom key, because
is.
I didn't realize the power of no until I didn't have a choice but to say it.
Yeah.
And because I wanted to be the helper or the light, I was mismanaging the blessing that God was giving me.
Right.
And so I was just a giver. If you asked if you need a place to stay, if you needed, okay, yes, boom,
that's
boom,
me.
boom.
Right, yeah.
So what ended up happening is I started blessing people that God was trying to teach a lesson to. And because of that, God allowed me to experience lack so that I wouldn't have the ability to get in the way of what he was trying to do.
Right.
And it took me a minute to kind of understand that's what was happening, because I was playing God.
Right, yeah.
Not even consciously doing so, just
Right.
because I'm thinking I'm helping.
Right.
And really I'm enabling. And so when I started saying no, it wasn't because I wanted to, it was because I didn't have a choice.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
I went through a season where I literally ain't had no groceries.
Right.
Okay. You know, I'm driving in the Benz, but the refrigerator was empty. This was like back in 2017, and that was an humbling experience because I'm supposed to have it all together.
Right.
But I'm falling apart.
Right.
And so when I had to say no, the people that I wasn't expecting was like, oh, you selfish.
No.
You this, you
right.
this.
Yeah. They don't
And I was like,
understand that.
wait a minute.
All I did was
Say
say no.
no.
And this is what I get.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
It's
so
real. It's a real thing.
That
out
is
there.
a different level of freedom,
It
because they're
is.
saying no. Just
Oh, yeah.
practicing that no will show you a lot.
Because I
about
would show up. I'm the show up
person.
queen.
Yeah.
I got you. That's my thing. My children know, like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
What happened?
That part.
I'm coming.
Mhm.
And so to say, no, I'm not coming. I don't want to.
Now, what I want to ask you, because you are a successful woman, you've been successful in so many different ventures, and I wish we had way more time, because I would be able to kind of like dip and dab in it, but we'll go over your socials. They can follow you. They can catch up.
Yeah, they
I
catch
did
up.
my research. They can do that. But you recently married.
I did.
And so how is that for you, being a woman, a successful woman, you know, your mother, your business owner, and finding love? Because it's in the dating pool. But you managed to find
I did.
a diamond in the rough.
I'm telling you.
And you guys have partnered up
and it's
been
amazing
growing ever since.
Yes, it's amazing to have someone. This is my thing. I always used to tell them, I just needed somebody to think of me. If you think of me, you can't miss it.
Yeah.
You can't miss the mark if you know me and you know what I want, what I need, you know my love language, you know what I don't like. If you just think of me, then we good.
Yeah.
That means you got me on because you thought of me.
It's easy to submit to someone that thinks of you.
Man, what you need.
Yeah.
I mean, and he does on every just situation. He has his own business and he has his own, and I support him. He supports me, and then we do things together. It's a beautiful. I had never experienced that, and I have that in him. He's just like, we're like the best friends, and because he thinks of me and I think of him, like, you don't worry about you because I got you.
Right. That's a beautiful
And I'm not going to worry about me because I know you got me.
Because when you finally get that, that's when you can really bask in your femininity. You can go home, you can take that jacket off, that superwoman jacket off, and hang it on up.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's going to be, and because it's just us, know, our kids are grown, so it's just us at home. So life is just great. You know, what you want to do? You want to eat, you want to cook, or you don't want to cook. It's just a beautiful thing. He knows I don't like folded clothes. We got to understand it.
That's all it takes.
That's not my
good communication.
Yeah, hey.
Good understanding.
And if he ain't tripping, I ain't
tripping.
He got that. So we balance each other. And with his business, he always adds me in his contract. You can't get better than that.
Man, what? You can't.
He doing production all over the world, and he add me to do red carpet. Like, who does that?
I was going to ask you about that, because not only do you have the author's lounge.
Yeah, and it's because of him.
You also have the
I'm in the contract. I'm a part of his team, a part of his package, whatever you need, lights, sound, stage, LED walls, whatever, and Sherrika. Here you go.
I love that.
I know.
That is beautiful.
And he produced my show, so it's
Shout
just
out to
Drummer
Black
Boy.
Love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just had to give somebody a highlight, because it does exist.
You know what? It took a month. It took a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But patience is a virtue.
It took a minute. I was divorced twice,
and
found him. Well, I didn't even find him. We wasn't even looking for
that's
each
the best
other.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. He came right on time. I had lost my brother, and he was working with my brother, and we didn't even know it, and it just happened. And in my grief, he still loved me through why I grieved.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for life.
That's for life.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you
again. You still
Thank
glowing.
you. Look,
baby. Yes. Keep keep that glowing
I'm
going,
like,
honey.
It's real. I know people see it, but it's so real.
Yeah,
It's all
I'm
that.
excited for you.
Me
I'm excited
too.
for everything that you have going.
Yeah.
Now, what do we have to look forward to from the Author's Lounge?
Okay, so I'm getting ready to relaunch the show. What I've been asking God for, so I can't tell you right now, but I want my own building. I don't want to rent. Nothing wrong with, because that's how I came. That's but it was just time for me to just have my own, and I just felt, I believed it.
Well, I'll share this with you.
Okay.
I did that. I wanted my own building, but I didn't really want it bad enough to take action.
Right.
So he ended up forcing me to get my own building.
Yeah.
I started out just doing a podcast.
Yeah, I started out in my living room.
I was comfortable doing that. I was very comfortable doing that. And then, things changed, and I had to find a different location to record.
Yep, I did
And
all
I was
of
like,
that.
well, if I'm going to pay all this money, I might as well open up my own studio.
Right, exactly.
And then, God, even when I got that studio, God was still telling me, go bigger. But my fear was stopping me from going bigger.
Yeah.
So he blocked that too.
Yeah.
And I still had to start all over again.
Yeah.
And now I have a studio with multiple rooms, but
Right.
it's my studio.
It's yours, right?
That I can go in and I can record
Like I said, I
in.
want here,
Yeah.
and you can rent it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my husband wants his, he needs his studio for his production. So it's just gonna be one big, I'm talking land.
Yeah.
We need acres.
Well, well, we gotta keep in touch,
right?
Because I know that I already feel like I've.
So I'm rebranding, and I have guests. They like, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
But I've been going out. I've just been going out and filming outside.
Yes.
Different locations. Pastor Ada. I've just been doing different interviews, and then we're putting it all together. But it's coming.
Well, I will say this.
It's coming.
If you ever decide that you need to do an interview for someone, you are welcome to come record right here at Onney Studios.
I love the plug. That's
you
right.
Can go ahead on and book right through
here,
the website.
right?
Because we are definitely looking for content creators. So if you guys are content creators, you want to have your own talk show, you want to have your own podcast, make sure you go to onneystudios.com. That's ONNEY studios.com and find out how to become a content creator today. Yes, indeed. And so for those that are listening and watching and they want to be able to follow your movement, your Instagram is Sherrika Hunt Ross. So they can go and hit that follow button so that they can stay up to date on all the amazing things that you have going on, from working with the community to putting on your own events. And, of course, you're still going to plug what's going on with the Author's Lounge. And for those that still are following the Author's Lounge or haven't followed the Author's Lounge, make sure you go to the Instagram page, click that follow button. I see you have a lot of followers on that show.
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
And on the YouTube.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been a good ride.
Good ride. And for those that, speaking of a good ride, for those that want to ride for Alzheimer's, we have the page, Ride Number 4 Alzheimer's. Click that follow button, especially if you have been directly affected, have a friend, family, or loved one.
We have so much.
They have so many things going on. Make sure that you click that follow button so that you could join the movement. And for those that are on Facebook, you can find her. She have a public inspirational post under her page, Sherrika Hunt Ross. Make sure that you remind yourself to live, laugh, and love. She also has her own website, www.sherrikahunt.com. That's where you can also go to get her book, Smiling Through My Tears. Make sure you get it, especially if you're dealing with any type of trauma and you need help navigating through that. This is a highly recommended book to get. And for those that want to stay up to date on the Author's Lounge, they also have their own YouTube page. So make sure that you go there,
On
click
all
the
the shows.
subscribe
Yeah.
button, click the bell notification so that you can be notified when she drop new content. But don't forget to click the videos tab and go catch up on the episodes that she has already released to the public so that you can be up to date when she releases her next episode. And for those that are listening and watching, I want you to know that this show has been powered by Swan Isle Sea Moss. Make sure you get your sea moss or your beverages from Swan Isle Wildcrafted Sea Moss. Health is wealth. It has over 32 health benefits. It's good. I mean, it's good for your libido, hair, skin, nails, bones, joints. Get at Swan Isle Sea Moss. They will keep you healthy. And I want to remind our viewers and our watchers that we are on multiple platforms. Make sure that you check out all the platforms: Hip Hop Streets, Third Coast TV, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Anchor. Find a platform that works for you, and make sure that you support the movement by going to our new YouTube page, Outside the Box with Onney, on YouTube. We have over 115 episodes available, so go ahead and check out some of our past episodes. See if there's someone there that you may know. Join the conversation, like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell notification so that you too can be alerted when we drop new episodes. I want to thank you, Sherrika.
Oh, thank you for having me.
For
thank
just
you.
allowing me to come.
Yeah, and just
get in your business a little bit, but also to give you your flowers too.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Just thank you for being a bright light in the dark room.
Well, thank you for creating a platform.
Yeah, because you work with young girls. I wanted to talk about that, but I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah,
but
I mentor. Yeah, I do. And I just believe
you guys just spoke to over 600 girls.
We did.
Just a week ago.
She just texted me and said your class was like the biggest class. I had the class called what was the class called? It was Hype Your Bestie Up.
Yeah.
So I love to dance.
Yeah.
And so I got the DJ with me. I was like, hit a DJ, and they just crunk. But we talked about being a best friend and being a sister and being a a good friend to each other. And she was like, my class was the biggest hit. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So one thing you are known for is hyping your bestie up. And you have besties all around the world that you don't even know about it. Because I promise you, I have said it before. Like, I'm like, we are better together.
We are.
Anytime I
can't
say
do
that,
this by myself.
I see your face.
Yeah, I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Well, sister, we better together.
I don't want to.
Yes, indeed. So I want to thank our viewers and our watchers. Y'all make sure y'all find her on social media, because she's inspired me in more ways than she can even imagine. And I'm thankful to be able to have her sit across from me and share a little bit of her journey with me in such a transparent way right here on Outside the Box. I want to remind you guys that we will be in the same place, same time next week. So make sure you subscribe so you can be notified when we drop this new episode. My girl Sherrika Hunt. You guys follow her. Make sure you subscribe to all her pages. I am Onney the CEO. You are plugged in, tuned in, and tapped in to Outside the Box.